This is the shoe hat by Elsa Schiaparelli from 1938, and this possibly is not just my favorite, but the most important hat in the exhibition.
And I'm too sexy for my hat, too sexy for my hat, what you think?
It's one of more than 260 hats in an exhibition at the Peabody Essex Museum in Salem, Massachusetts. Some of them pretty bizarre.
I would defy anyone to identify that as a hat.
Linda Roscoe Hartigan is chief curator at the museum.
The notion of really playing with the color and playing with the form is part of what's going on here, especially when you then look at this little number.
That's art speak for a cauliflower on your head, made from wisps of fabric and thousands of beads. Would you wear it?
Absolutely, why not?
My personal favorite? An honest-to-goodness court jester's hat from the 1600s.
I mean, a hat can be anything. You know, if I pick this little catalogue up and put it on your head, you know, that can be a hat too. There you are. Oops.
The hat world today has a handful of superstars, and British hat designer Stephen Jones is one of them.
And this is a fantastic hat that I made for Madonna, and this has got hats shaped like cakes on it.
He picked the hats in the exhibition, some of them his own designs.
Really what I do is I sort of live my life and put it into a hat.
If the hats Stephen Jones has been creating since the 1980s are any indication, his life has been colorful.
This is a hat I did for Christian Dior, and it's like a big palette, and all the colored daubs, these are embroidered with sequins.
There are 2,000 sequins in each paint daub. Now, imagine wearing a splash of water that's actually a hat. Technically, hatters make hats for men, milliners hats for women.
The word milliner actually comes from Milan, and all the initial milliners were made not only hats but dress trimmings as well. This whole section is very much about London, and this is how London really is a hat capital, maybe, of the world.
But not because of hats like these, singular as they might be. No, it's because of who wears hats in London. Discreetly placed but visible in Stephen Jones's London workshop, a hint of his clientele, Princess Diana in one of his hats. His creations are all made by hand. Each one can take days to finish.
You always start with the head, because the hat is nothing without the hat.
Jones sketches incessantly.
And this is going to be made from lucite, and this part is going to be made from felt.
He continues to design for members of the British royal family, who recently seem to have revived hat-wearing and turned it into a minor phenomenon. Kate Middleton especially.
It was really cemented by the royal wedding that we saw last year.
Prince and Princess, man and wife.
It was the event that introduced millions of American television viewers to so-called fascinators. For example, the peculiar ones worn by the princesses Beatrice and Eugenie. Are they, by definition, begging to be outlandish?
Sometimes they can be. I mean, there's certainly a sense of fun or humor in them.
Certain hats still instantly say what somebody does for a living. But gone is the day when they told the world you were in mourning, like this one from Victorian England, or something about your religious beliefs. Today, hats are less about social status or propriety, and more about self-expression, taking liberties with tradition. Is it a disguise?
Yeah, it can be a disguise, or maybe it's a revelation too.
You decide. I want to see something that is really outlandish. Yeah. Am I revealed? I wouldn't have expected this to look nice, but it does. Or disguised. This is, to me, very, very snazzy. Or something else entirely. Oh, I feel very good. I love peeking through it. I feel like a Russian princess. Once you get past the initial terror of making a fool of yourself, this is what Stephen Jones thinks you should know about wearing hats.
If you think of clothing as a sentence, hats and accessories are the punctuation, but really a hat is an exclamation mark. What are hats to me? I don't know. It's a party on your head.
A party on your head? Your cue to go wild.